Hello everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here, of course, at XRP, helping you understand the best practice and big picture for, well, whatever the heck XRP wants itself to do, right? It's doing fantastic in the overall sense the most recent past, but generally speaking, it had some pretty decent corrections. We're going to talk about that and much more. And just to preface as well, if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor, love teaching people to trade. My right hand is currently disabled because I got into a scuffle with two pit bulls when I was walking my dog, and just a ambulance ride and ER visit later. I can't use my hand for a week. All right. So, anyways, it's going to be left-handed and a lot of fun. All right. We'll just put it that way. Try using your mouse with your left hand if you are effectively have been using your right hand for like 20, 30 years on a mouse. It's a lot of work. Anyways, that's where we're at here. So we're going to look at that and much more. Once again, new to the channel, consider becoming a community member. CryptoCash.tech is awesome. Basically, that's my website where you can register for my community, as well as a handful of other things. We took some massive profits on Ethereum in 2 days recently, 77%, and then for Bitcoin as well, 80% in 3 days, well, almost 4 if you round up. But generally speaking, we're doing very well, and as a community too, my gosh, like some of my traders are just killing it right now. Like, of course, Philly, he's a whale. But when it comes to like Amirsh, for example, killing it with the RSR trades, Philly again, Leros, like just doing really good. And as you can see too, they're using BitGet almost primarily. And the reason why they do that is because it allows for leverage in the United States without any VPN. So absolutely recommend considering using this exchange. They give you a healthy amount of transfer bonus. I was able to maximize my amount just by transferring over a large amount of my funds, as well as trading with them. If you don't use the exchange, you're not going to benefit from that. So just keep that in mind to answer some of the questions if some of you are curious. Anyways, enough about that. Let's go ahead and jump right in here. So first of all, XRP broke its descending trend. We know that. I talked about that a while ago. And if we were to zoom in, of course, we can see this awesome, last 3 days has been really, really cool. I mean, for the most part, Bitcoin was going down and XRP is going up. So generally speaking, that's positive. Granted, we did have some green day from Bitcoin, but generally speaking, it's recovered quite nice. And in fact, if you see this here, this secondary line here at 0.5, the price bounced off 0.5 almost exactly and making higher lows, essentially giving us confirmation that XRP is still on good track. So that's why I didn't bother to close my position that we have. We have a long position. Our take profit target is 0.5, basically 50 cents. And essentially, we're looking pretty good to be able to likely hit that in the immediate future. So again, leave that position open. Don't worry about it. We will hit our targets. It's just a matter of time, okay? So when it comes to something like this here with XRP, what we want to look at is some of the standard indicators as well as I guess big picture stuff. And what I mean by big picture is if we see this ascending trend, we're working right up with it. So the ascending trend is in good shape. It really just implies that we're still bullish on XRP. Okay, so in that sense, the likelihood of the price action increasing versus decreasing from here is very high. Okay, so just keep that in mind. When we look at the MACD, we have a potential MACD convergence here after that downside. So there is strong potential we're going to see further upside based on that sentiment. If we look at the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, we can see the price action is above 50, below 70. That's exactly where we want it to be. That way it's not super overextended like it was previously. If you see this guy here, which I can't draw a circle to save my life with my left hand, but this guy right here, we can see that the RSI was overextended. It pulled back and it broke below its ascending type of wedge. So again, generally speaking, those are positive things. The most recent breakout too as well. We can look at that on smaller time frames, but what I'm getting at here is that we have mostly positive, and the price is back up above the 200-day set moving average as well. So literally 3 out of 3 check marks on the daily telling us XRP is more likely to increase than decrease. Okay, so those are really cool things. Taking a look at the 4 hour, we can see something pretty similar here. If we look at the moving averages, we're above the 20 and the 50. That's positive. I love that we're over the 200 still, and look at how concurrent that's becoming. In other words, usually the 200-day set moving average will work itself with ascending type of trends. This trend has been a pretty long trend. I mean, when you think about it, from the bottom to top, it took almost a full, September 15th. That's like 3 weeks worth of trading data here, right? So the 200-day set moving average, essentially on the 4 hour time frame, is telling us that we have that ascending type of trend that's continuing. So even if we were to lose this ascending trend, we have the 200 to work itself up and to essentially allow for us to have that as a potential support if it comes down that low. Again, that's more, big picture stuff, but that's positive in the overall sense of things. We're over 50 and below 70 in the RSI. Standard stuff there as well, and the MACD converged pretty strong yesterday. Okay, so I'm sorry I wasn't here to be able to cover this yesterday, of course, because it likely had all the signs that it wanted to continue higher. But here's the beautiful thing. We can see right now with this most recent resistance level, see if I can do this here, you can see that we are breaking above and essentially consolidating. So in other words, at this point, if you kind of take this line here and you draw it across, you can see that was a pretty definitive resistance at almost 49 cents. So 49 cents was a resistance level. It stopped out there for almost a full 24-hour period, retested again a few times, and now it just broke through. Not saying it's going to shoot up from here, but generally speaking, when you have that happen, you're oftentimes going to see short squeezes occur and the price will shoot up. And the reason why is because a good average trader, this is what I do too, you set your stop loss just above a previous resistance level. If you're going to be shorting, for example, that's why the short would be squeezed out, the price goes up. So those things could factor in here. And what's also excellent is, if the price were to pull back, just say in the next 24 hours, say we don't hit 50 cents, it should effectively balance out 49. That's the idea, that's the logic in what goes into trading something like this. This is what the whales are thinking, this is usually what they use. So you got to understand, trading isn't just feeling, it's understanding how those greedy bastards are thinking and aligning yourself with their same thoughts. So they are wanting to push the price action back up because obviously it's definitely looking good. Keep this in mind, folks like you and I are not manipulating the price whatsoever. Maybe on really tiny exchanges, but on larger ones like Binance, for example, and KuCoin, BitGet, those are all ones that whales are essentially telling us the price, they want the price to go up. So take a quick look at it here though. So when it comes to TD sequential, we did hit a 9 recently, and we got a little reset here. So this is awesome. This is almost 24 hours of consolidation, and that allows for us to help understand that we're in the right side of the tracks. In other words, the price tried to come up, got rejected, comes back down, kind of hangs out here for a little while, and then comes up again. So that basically just implies that this most recent 9 is not necessarily a problem. It's not going to pull back. In other words, when you see a 9 on TD sequential, it usually tells you that the price is going to turn around. With the price going sideways and then up again, that's absolutely a great sign letting us know that the price should continue further higher. Okay, so again, absolutely a nice thing. It really just implies that we'd have, maybe 7 times 4, 24 hours worth of 28 hours. Math is hard when you're on drugs. Sorry, pain meds, rather. So we got 28 hours of potential upside, right? So in that regard, I wouldn't bet against the house. Try not to short XRP right now. It looks very strong and looks like it wants to continue. All right, so 4 hours looking good. That's a transitionary time frame. When we look at the hourly, just to quickly note on TD sequential, we did hit this exhaustive state. That's when that period of consolidation occurred. The next push up, and now we're back to a 4 essentially. So hypothetically, we could see another 5 hours of upside before it retests the level of 49 cents. Okay, so hypothetically, price comes up like this, comes back down, and then continues on its merry way to the upside. It's a very standard thing when you see a resistance level like this broken and then retested as a support. Okay, so pay attention to that. If you see it kind of consolidating at 49, the likelihood of further upside seems higher, unless it just shoots straight down. It's a different story. Looking at the Ichimoku Cloud, we can kind of see that conversion line is remaining above the baseline, even though we had this recent correction. Lagging spans free and clear price action, and we're above both leads on the cloud. So, if you were to kind of look at this, we have 3 out of 3 reasons to not take a short position and to hold our position to the long side open. So again, do what you want in that regard, but for the most part, there's no reason to bet against a house. That's just really all it boils down to. If you're going to short, make sure it's a very small, a short, if that makes any sense, where you're not holding it for very long, based on the fact that yes, there could be pullback, but the likelihood of it, on the larger time frame, seeing a massive pullback is pretty low, considering a lot of the supporting factors we have here. So to me, if we look at everything here so far, the hourly is telling us that we're making higher lows, nice, consistent, healthy pattern. The 4 hour has a nice consolidation effort after an exhaustive period, and we have potential for 28 more hours of continuation to the upside. Daily also tells us some really good stuff in letting us know that pretty much we got 3 out of 3 indications that the price should likely go higher than it should go lower, right? So again, I'm pretty darn bullish on XRP right now. I would say 80% probability we see further upside. And there's that small 20% chance that if Bitcoin has a bad day, XRP will correct itself. You got to recognize that. They align themselves fairly good, but XRP and RSR, some of the trades that we have open as a community, those ones are essentially doing very well, and they're moving outside of Bitcoin. So yes, they're corrective when Bitcoin corrects itself, but they recover very nice, very strong when Bitcoin has a good day. So you got to keep that in mind. Pay attention to Bitcoin in the traditional markets. It's not a great day for the regular markets, but Bitcoin is sustaining itself above that key level support at 19,800. If you're curious what Bitcoin is doing, check out my other video. I just uploaded that this morning. I do cover Bitcoin, Terra Classic, and try to cover XRP every single day, at least for the moment. Because again, those are my largest requested coins. Obviously, there's some other ones that start to make a presence. We'll take a look at that together. But generally speaking, at this point, I hope that you learned something here today. If you want to become a better trader, again, CryptoCash.tech is a site where I offer a signals community and obviously a trading university. And make sure you, of course, check out BitGet. Phenomenal exchange. Best level 2 data I've experienced. You can get in and out of your trades quickly. My day traders love this. Okay. So again, if you want to benefit from some transfer bonus using my link in the description below, I recommend using that before November 30th so you can benefit there. Okay, again, you want to transfer funds and actually use the exchange. It's based on volume, and the more volume you trade, the better off you'll be. All right, well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much again for your time. We'll see you all in the next video. Take care.